the part where we're going to go backwards and everything, put it back together. So we've got our cover off, we've got our timing exposed, and you can see we've got cam left, lower roller, upper roller, tensioner, lower geared roller, water pump, and cam right. So, one thing that a lot of people suggest doing is marking your timing marks with whiteout and your marks on the engine with whiteout so you can see them clearly. I've done this and I don't really care to do it again. Or you can mark your belt, which is a good suggestion, on your timing marks. So you can take your belt off and go, okay, I'll put them on a new belt and I can see them. One thing that I don't care about doing that is I got a Subaru belt, and the Subaru belts come with nice little printed on markings for cam, crank, cam, and direction. So that makes it really easy. So the way to get this timing setup set correctly is the easiest way is to put in your crank bolt and just crank over the engine clockwise until you line them up. Now, there are two ways to line up the timing. Only one of them is correct to do the timing, which would be using these little marks. There's going to be a little notch in your cam. You can see it right there. There's going to be one on the other side, and there's going to be one on the back side of your crank right there. You line that one up with that. You line cam right side up with this piece on the timing cover, and then you line this one up. This is the weird one. You line this one up with basically this thing right here, where these two surfaces meet together. If you look back there, on some of them there's actually going to be a mark back there, but that's pretty much what you're lining up with. Now the confusing part is, well, what about these arrows on the cams, and what about the crank has this nice little dot on it right here, has an arrow on there. Those are your top dead center for cylinder 1, which is not what you want, because this sets your crank halfway between there, because it's 90 degrees off, so that once you take off the timing belt, you can freely move the cams without the valves hitting your pistons. So you want, I don't know why this is a weird crank. The one I did before had a square to tell you where timing was, and a triangle to tell you where top dead center was. It's got this weird green dot. So, line up the marks above, and then the easiest way to get this off, after you get those all nice and lined up, is to take off this lower roller. And this one you can even feel it's worn out because it jiggles. Do not take off the tensioner first. That's going to be the last thing you want to take off. So we're going to start with the lower roller, and I like to usually just work from lower roller to upper roller, geared roller, water pump, and put them all back on. And we'll catch up again when we get all those off.